In complete darkness and with impressive stealth, the B-2 Spirit, the most advanced and expensive bomber in the United States, took off secretly from a base in the Mediterranean. This mission took place at a critical time, marked by rising tensions between the United States and Iran. U.S. intelligence had identified unusual activity at the Iranian military airport, suggesting that Iran was planning a massive attack on U.S. facilities in the Middle East. The plan's objectives encompassed coordinated operations with helicopters and jet aircraft. In a quick and decisive response, the United States chose to dismantle Iran's plans and ensure the security of its forces in the region. The choice of the B-2 for this crucial task was based on its advanced radar jamming capabilities and impressive payload capacity, allowing it to penetrate deep into enemy lines. The designated focal point for this possible Iranian attack was the airport outside Tehran. As night fell, the B-2 entered Iranian airspace, skillfully evading radar systems. It crept toward its target as Iranian aircraft and helicopters prepared to take off. In a precise attack, the B-2 dropped bombs that rendered the runway unusable, significantly limiting Iran's ability to strike. Subsequently, the bombs hit the planes in their escape attempts, also targeting the vehicles transporting commanders who were seeking to evade the runway. Every movement after the explosions was meticulously coordinated through satellites and intelligence data. For high-ranking Iranian pilots were reportedly neutralized on the runway. After completing its task, the B-2 faded into the darkness like a specter. Following the operation, global leaders and the international community continued to work hard to preserve peace and stability, while carefully examining the consequences and potential repercussions of such actions. From Yemen we receive the following news. In the troubled Yemeni area, the recent U.S. Navy operation has significantly altered the balance of power. This action has reconfigured regional dynamics, impacting international relations and adding more complexity to the already difficult humanitarian situation in Yemen. U.S. Navy forces carried out an attack on facilities where the Houthis and their Iranian supporters are believed to have been manufacturing and assembling improvised explosive devices, using them against U.S. ships in the Red Sea. Two of the U.S. Navy's largest warships launched an attack on two key production facilities in Yemen, previously identified through the painstaking work of intelligence agencies. The operation consisted of a massive assault with U.S. Navy missiles that hit these facilities from a distance of 25 kilometers. As a result, strong explosions were triggered at these facilities, leaving them completely neutralized. This incident represents a significant blow to both Yemen and Iran. The U.S. Navy's tactic is suspected of having aggravated ammunition shortages among Houthi forces in Yemen and weakened Iran's presence in the area. At a global level, the operation generated a strong impact and was the subject of attention from numerous countries and international organizations. The execution of this operation in Yemen by the U.S. Navy was recorded as a significant event, altering the balance of power in the region. The military and political ramifications of such an operation have the potential to alter the trajectory of the conflict in Yemen. The news that we present below originates in Syria. This morning, at a distance of 20 kilometers from the United States military installation in Syria, a group composed of 15 armed individuals belonging to a terrorist organization moved stealthily under the dark cover of night, hatching a plan to carry out a surprise attack against American forces. Their objective was to strategically place mines around the base with the intention of causing serious damage to American soldiers in the event of an attack or raid. However, the newly installed radars at the U.S. base have the capacity to carry out complete 360-degree surveillance, constantly scanning the surrounding area and immediately detecting any threat. These high-resolution radars have the ability to identify moving objects, even human-sized, at considerable distances. The unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV, urgently took off from the U.S. base and headed towards the coordinates identified by the radars, equipped with night vision cameras. Precisely, the UAVs managed to locate the members of the organization even in dark conditions. In a short period of time, thermal-guided missiles were launched towards the target area. These highly sensitive and effective weapons managed to neutralize the members of the organization, thus thwarting the mine-laying plan. This event is interpreted as a signal of the advanced technological and information-gathering capacity of the U.S. military in the region. Furthermore, it sends a clear message that threats directed at the U.S. military base are under constant surveillance, and effective measures are implemented to address them. Now, moving to Israel, the next news comes from there. Israel Defense Forces aircraft, taking off from Tel Aviv, have carried out the destruction of a weapons factory located near the Lebanese border, which was discovered supplying weapons to terrorist organizations. The operation was carried out in midnight darkness, resulting in the complete demolition of the factory as a result of a ballistic missile attack. The factory, which had been under prolonged observation by Israeli intelligence services, faced accusations of supplying weapons and ammunition to various militant groups in the region, especially organizations operating in the Gaza Strip. Although the Israeli government had previously communicated to the international community about the existence and activities of said facility, no concrete measures had been implemented to date. The action was set in motion when Israel Defense Forces Special Forces fighter jets took off stealthily from Tel Aviv overnight, staying at low altitude to avoid radar systems and reach the target area. The factory complex targeted by the attack was made up of 5 structures of considerable size, all of which were completely destroyed after the raid. After the operation, the columns of smoke rising from the area were visible from both sides of the border. In a statement, the Israel Defense Forces stated that the facility attacked represented a significant source of weapons and ammunition used in attacks against Israel. The IDF spokesperson stated that this operation is a clear manifestation of our determination to counter the threat directed at the State of Israel and its citizens. The following information comes to us from Khan Yunis. In a recent strategic maneuver, the Israeli Defense Forces deactivated 12 individuals belonging to an armed group. This group sought to infiltrate Khan Yunis using clandestine tunnels that extended from the border with Egypt. This event highlights once again the relevance of security in the region and the importance of keeping the border protected. It all began with reports indicating that members of the organization had escaped to Egypt with the intention of acquiring weapons, then planning to return to Khan Yunis through clandestine passages. These individuals were apparently part of an armed group operating in the region, playing a key role in a broader attack plan. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, had long been aware of the presence of hidden tunnels in the area, carrying out intensive information gathering and surveillance of these underground passages. As a result of these efforts, all tunnels around Khan Yunis that connect to the Egyptian border were carefully mapped and monitored. When members of the organization attempted to enter Khan Yunis through the tunnels, they were surprised by the unexpected intervention of IDF soldiers. In a brief confrontation, all members of the organization were deactivated. Through this operation, the IDF once again reaffirmed its firm commitment to safeguarding its borders and ensuring stability in the region. In a statement issued after the operation, the IDF spokesperson emphasized the vital importance of tunnel control and similar operations to preserve security in the area and protect the civilian population. This incident generated diverse reactions in the international community and among different regional groups. While some perceived the IDF action as necessary to safeguard security in the region, others warned that such measures could further escalate tensions.